Yesterday, we've got an injury to Parker Meadows. He collides with Riley Green out in the outfield. Pretty scary. Shoulder ends up looking a little screwed up. He gets carted off the field. There's blood involved. He looked dazed as well. Like, I'm not going to sit here and speculate and tell you what he is diagnosed with, but my guess would probably be a concussion and some injury to his shoulder of some sorts. Look, it's going to be Wenceel Perez. Wenceel Perez was scratched from the Toledo lineup yesterday. He's going to be on the team today, would be my guess. My issue with that would be, right now, as it stands, Wenceel Perez in AAA baseball has a 250 average, 808 OPS. Not bad. Last 30 games with the Tigers, 193 average, 559 OPS. He was a black hole in the lineup down the stretch where they could not. Well, I guess everybody was a black hole in the lineup. It just was disastrous all around. But Wenceel Perez specifically just felt like he was up there swinging aimlessly at pitches. It got frustrating. One of the top players I was frustrated with down the stretch of last season. Meanwhile, there's a kid down in AAA by the name of Max Clark. You might know him. 405 average, 1076 OPS, leads all of minor league baseball at any level in doubles and hits in total. 17 of them so far, 8 doubles. It's going to be Perez. Why not Max Clark, though? I get where we are, about a month removed from him just looking totally out of place in spring training, and that's ultimately going to be the reason why it's not Max Clark. But you know what? We wouldn't have guessed that this is the start that the Tigers got off to, getting swept by a Twins team that is one of the least talented baseball teams in all of Major League. They need some sort of spark. They need a kick in the butt. They need someone to get them all fired up because McGonigal seems like a little bit more of a soft-spoken guy. Riley's just not going to do it. Who's it going to be? It can't be Skubal. Skubal only plays every 5 days. He's the most fiery guy that they have, but even when he's on the mound, it's not like they ever respond to it. The team notoriously does not score when Tarek Skubal's on the mound. They need a spark. Forget the fact that Max Clark is destroying AAA baseball, and you can't ignore the inevitability of him joining the Tigers roster at some point this season because of those numbers. When you smash in AAA, you're not staying there. Forget that for a second. I'm talking about in the dugout. They need someone to just bring a fiery attitude to this team that will wear off on everybody else. You guys remember 2 years ago, the Gritty Tigers, how fun it was when they were inevitably and inexplainably winning games in these miraculous ways down the stretch, where they battled back from a 0.2% chance of making the playoffs and got in. That team was fun. That team had energy. The team that we're watching right now has nothing going for them. Offensively, it feels like they don't even want to be there. They're sluggish. There's no celebrating. There's no nothing. Bring in a guy who loves playing baseball. I'm not accusing them of not liking baseball, but bring in a guy who plays with some flair and some energy and send a message to everybody in that dugout. Nobody's job is safe. We got a guy here who's ready to play, who's on fire right now in AAA, who's going to bring some swag to this team, some energy, some spark, some passion for the game of baseball. I get Max Clark controversial sometimes. We got a lot of people who, take the chains off. Forget the chains. We might need the chain stuff. We might need someone to come join this team and just provide some sort of spark and make the game fun again. Because one thing is for certain, Max Clark, again, bad spring, but he makes the game fun for himself. He plays like a kid out there. They might need some of that. It's not going to be Max Clark, but I pose the question, why not? Why not bring Max Clark up? This team's in desperate need of something to fire them up, some fiery attitude to embrace. I feel like Clark could bring that right now. In the way that he's playing in AAA, I'm really not opposed to this idea. It's not going to happen right now. It's going to be Perez. But I think this is going to happen. Like, we talked about this yesterday. We set the over-under. June 1st. Is Max Clark going to be on the team? And 3 hours later, unfortunately, Parker Meadows goes down. You never want an injury to happen. Here's the realistic conversation we have to have after that happens, though. Who's going to replace him? I think Max Clark should be up a lot sooner than we anticipated.
Yeah, I think the best point that you made there is that anything that Max Clark brings to the table has the potential to just get this Tigers offense out of its funk.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that is his actual ability in baseball or it is just the fun, this is going to sound, whatever, the aura that Max Clark brings. Like, whatever it is, the Tigers need something, man. This team already, we did the one-word game yesterday, and everybody just said lazy, tired. Like, it feels like this squad already, 2 weeks into the season, feels dead.
It feels like they have a weighted vest on.
Yeah.
Like there's something tied to, like they have an ankle weight on.
It feels like they're finding ways to lose games. It feels like they can't find a way to win a game. Even, last night, or yesterday's game, it's tied up for the longest time. All of a sudden, boom, they lose.
Oh, yeah, you put Vest in anything but the ninth inning. What do you think was going to happen?
It's a good point. And you knew the Tigers' offense wasn't coming through. So, yes, I agree that, Max Clark, I'm with you, by the way. Max Clark should be given the opportunity. Is he going to? No.
Not right now. I think this could happen a lot sooner than we necessarily realize. That June 1st date might need to be moved up to May 1st.
Yeah, it is, because when we threw out that line, or whatever you want to call it, that was pre-Parker Meadows. I don't want to make a joke about it, but, that was a scary collision in the outfield.
Yeah.
Hopefully Parker Meadows is going to be okay, because that was really scary, and he'd been off to a good start this season as well. We like to pin jokes to Parker Meadows of how rough he's been so far in his major league career.
He's been off to a fine start.
Bar
was low, and he was above it.
Yes, exactly, which is kudos to him for doing that. But now there's availability there. The reason why it won't happen, I think, is less of a Wenzel Perez thing, and it's more of a, Max Clark is the Tigers' top prospect now at this point, because when the next update comes out, Kevin McGonigal will not be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he is the Tigers' top prospect. Similar to a Kevin McGonigal, that guy probably should be playing more days than not. I don't think currently, if they brought up Max Clark today, I don't think he would be the everyday center fielder, right? Because the immediate mind of an AJ
Parker
Hinch
out
with Parker out, the immediate mind of an AJ Hinch, for me at least, for how I think he's going to view this. Oh, Matt Vierling is a guy who had an awesome spring that really has not gotten a lot of opportunity so far. Boom. There's his ability to play more. Zach McKinstry, who A.J. Hinch wants to get in the lineup more than anybody, hasn't been given enough opportunity that probably Hinch wants. Boom. There's more opportunity for McKinstry because you can move Javi out to center field.
I don't need more McKinstry.
I'm aware. I'm just saying what A.J. Hinch is probably thinking. And then, of course, Wenzel Perez is a guy that probably should have just made the major league roster. The Tigers had depth.
Over who, though?
I'm saying on most teams. He's not a AAA guy. He's a Major League Baseball player. So
he wasn't at the end of last year.
Neither was Riley Green.
Riley Green's not a Major League guy right now.
Right. And so I just think that Wenzel Perez deserves the spot, and it would feel like a real kick in the nuts if he didn't get this opportunity. But I'm with you in the fact that,
what do you mean a kick in the nuts? He's 250 and an 808 OPS. Max Clark has basically double his average.
We're not throwing an 808 OPS around like it's bad, are we?
It's not as good as the 1076 OPS that
Sure.
Max Clark. Look, you're right. I get what you're saying.
The guy has major league experience. And they probably wanted him to make they probably wanted him on the opening day roster, and it just, unfortunately, there just wasn't enough spots for him to be on it. This is the opportunity to bring him up. The realistic thing is, of course, that happening. I got a plan B for you. What's the point in employing Jahmai Jones? I mean, Matt Vierling is your righty bat off the bench right now.
Mm-hmm.
Have him be your left-handed platoon hitter. What's the point of having Jones if Vierling's not even playing either? I say you make this a double move.
Also,
right?
Sure.
Send down Jones.
That's a great idea.
Bring up Perez and Max Clark. Yeah. Boom, there you go.
Jones going into yesterday's game was 0 for 10. 0 for 10, and he's supposed to be the guy who's hitting upwards at 300 against against left-handed pitching. If you're not doing that, man, what are you doing at all? That's a good point too, because then Wenzel is essentially your Jahmai Jones replacement because he's the switch hitter, and then Max Clark is the Parker Meadows replacement.
And I think the big thing is giving Vierling more chance because Vierling deserves. Vierling was awesome in spring. He might have been the Tigers' best bat in spring. He just has not gotten enough run.
Absolutely, was the Tigers' best bat in spring.
And so this is a given opportunity for him out to play center field with Parker Meadows out, but. But going back to the Max Clark side of things.
I'm thinking about it from just a human aspect of it.
Right, because if the Tigers were good, I don't think we'd be having this conversation at all.
Not even a little bit.
If the Tigers
There'd be no point.
If their record was flipped, what are they now, 4-10?
4-9.
4-9, yeah. If they were 9-4, I don't think we would be having this conversation one bit. No point.
Max Clark would be a luxury, not a need. Not something they feel like they need to have. And again, I'm not I am making the suggestion that they should call up Max Clark tomorrow. I don't actually think that's going to happen, but now I think I'd set this date at like May 15th, May 20th rather than June 1st. I think this is a realistic thing that could happen in the next 30 days if Jahmai Jones continues to be terrible. If they call up Wenzel and he's just not getting it done and is providing nothing. Max Clark's the next guy in line, and he's playing his way into his spot where he should get called up a lot sooner rather than later the way he's playing in AAA right now.
Well, and also, you just look at who have been the best hitters on the Tigers this season. Kevin McGonigal, 21.
Mm-hmm.
Colt Keith, 24.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan Dingler, yeah, he's 27. Guess what? Last year was his first year as a qualified hitter in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking the age thing here. I'm doing the experience thing here.
Catchers, it just is different.
Who cares about them being Max Clark being 20?
Not me.
Because you look at these guys that are supposed to be the best guys on the team. They're the older guys. They're the vets. They're just not right now. It's McGonigal, Keith, and Dingler that are the only signs of life in this offense. So, the proof is in the pudding. The young guys are excelling right now. And why not add another guy into that?
I love the fact that he had such a poor spring and that clearly got to him, and he rebounded and just hit the ground running as the best player in minor league baseball.
There. No, I love the fact that he struggled.
He struggled in spring and turned around, and now he's the best player in minor league baseball. That's a good sign that a kid can rebound, you know? That's a good sign that a kid can take a bad experience and turn it into something positive. And we made fun of him for getting the tattoo or whatever on his ribs of like, when you fall, you can get up or something like that. I don't remember what it exactly said.
Or any Instagram caption that he's had,
Yeah, it's goofy. The kid's different. But I think the Tigers need something a little bit different right now. What they don't need is another guy who's just going to go out there and swing aimlessly. And I don't think Max Clark is that type of prospect. What they don't need is another guy who's just going to go be quiet in the dugout. Because from everything I've observed, just through my TV screen, McGonigal's kind of that guy. He's more quiet. He's on the reserve side of things. They might need someone to just go fire everybody up and just, for lack of a better word, a kid that just loves baseball. They might need someone like that to re-spark their passion for this game because I feel like they don't even like being out there right now.
Yeah, I mean, that Twins team that they're playing right now is a lifeless team. That team should be no good right now. You just lost 4 games in a row, and now you're playing a Miami team who, yes, Miami is playing solid so far this season. They're not projected to be a good team this year. So, if the same thing continues throughout this weekend, what are we doing?
We got a text that said, worst case, you bring him up too soon and destroy his confidence. Counter, I don't think you can ever destroy Max Clark's confidence. Literally ever. That guy might have more confidence than anybody on the planet.
If his confidence wasn't destroyed by dropping multiple fly balls in spring training and getting clowned on the internet for wearing too many chains, how did that not kill his confidence?
He responded by being the best hitter in minor league baseball.
This guy's never going to get his confidence killed. Yeah.
I'm with it, guy. The Tigers need something desperately. Why not Max Clark? 989-837-6125. This is the